Welcome back, YouTubers, to my channel of an everyday life with an Aspie. If you're new to my channel, my name is AspieAnswersAll, and I'm all about talking about mental health awareness versus just sharing my life stories as we go along with my especially syndrome, OCD, depression and the like, so that hopefully we can connect one way or another, sharing our stories one way or another. I feel that hopefully with this channel that this will be a channel where people can just come in and feel not being judged, criticized or the like, so that hopefully that is just a user-friendly channel of mine. And obviously with these videos that I share with you all, regardless what topics I bring out every day, that it will be an educational, motivational talk. As you're fully aware also that I was supposed to be doing a separate channel also called The Beauty from Ashes that covers basically everyday topics, be it depression, suicidal thoughts, basically with the tips and advice and just everything else in the mix there, just to hopefully give you a heads up of what's going on as a mentor, advocate and whatnot, since I'm here to support and motivate you all, regardless one way or another, or just being a voice for you all that hasn't, been a voice as of yet to share your stories. As again, it's the choice factor of you guys, of what you want to do, if you do decide to create a channel yourself and share your stories, which in some ways it's good maybe in a way just so that people know what's going on, or even if you just feel that you want it privately done by just maybe finding someone who you can trust by just emailing them or what have you. So if you feel the need or have to, I'll leave my contact details below of my Facebook page, basically if you want to private message me on AspieAnswersAll just to let me know what's going on. To the LBs, thank you for your support so far, as well as watching my videos. Hopefully these has been educational and motivational enough for you all, and that you have been, sharing them around to your family and friends, to the ones of those topics that you feel that you need to share right now, basically, because obviously it has been a long road for me, obviously sharing what's on my heart sometimes, because, as I've said in one of my parts, that I've been getting a lot of hate right now on it, but that doesn't matter of all these topics, because obviously I know for a fact that at the end of the day, I know I'm doing something right, and hopefully in that forte I'm actually helping one person at a time, regardless what you guys are going through, be it depression, suicidal thoughts versus whatever else that you feel that of those topics that I've addressed so far will become of relevance to you. So no further ado though, before I run out of time, basically this one's all about another suicidal prevention kind of series that I was hoping to finish off, which I didn't, because I've just realised now after looking through my scripts or notes right now while deciding what to share with you all that's close to my heart right now. Basically this one is going to be called How to Handle Suicidal Thoughts and What to Do with Them, or just maybe just a how-to guide to prevent suicide. Some of this will be pretty much clear as day, basically, of the tips and advice that I've shared with you all, but this is just based on my valid opinions, as well as just basically hopefully if and when, like, I want to put a disclaimer, you see the signs and symptoms of people maybe showing whatever I share with you, albeit depression, PTSD and all that, seek medical professional help with them, as well as your own self, so that you can become real better in yourself as well, because we all need to look after ourselves as well as that person we're looking after, be it our family, friend, work colleague, our other half of our partner, boyfriend, girlfriend and the like. So in all further ado guys, basically here goes. First one I want to address to you all is maybe to talk to someone that you can trust. Okay, I know it's not an easiest said or done for some of us, that when we feel that we should be doing it alone. We don't need to do it alone when we have these suicidal thoughts, or when we're going through depression or any other mental health illness. However, to me, for someone who you can trust, it can be a teacher if you're at school, maybe a counsellor if you trust that counsellor enough at a school, or even in the workplace if they've got a counsellor on standby for people, as well as maybe just a boss or your bestie, your best friend, shall we say. But just remember, you don't have to go it alone. Never for 1 second assume or think that you are alone. However, that's the biggest mistake many people make when they feel down and out, be it through their depression that leads on to their suicidal thoughts, that he wants to do harm than good to themselves, basically. Got to remember also that many of us has experienced this one way or another, basically in a way of dealing with our suicidal thoughts and whatnot. Talking to someone, however, how I look at it, can make us feel better, in a way. It can, be a release factor that, it's a lot of weight in the end of it. It can release some stress, and it can actually put our mind at ease, basically, What we need to do, though, however, at this point, though, we need to avoid being alone, as this will make that situation of that suicidal thoughts that leads on to it, basically, to make us feel worse. Don't forever feel ashamed or embarrassed, basically, when you feel the need to reach out to someone that you trust on that, because as I said before, if we don't, it will prevent us from seeking help in the long run, as well as just basically with this, feelings of, embarrassment, shame, or whatever mixed feelings, how is that other person supposed to know, when they're in the circle? So obviously, as I said before, self-educate ourselves to know the warning signs and symptoms, because obviously we need to act fast sometimes, because as I've realised now, that basically, suicide and all the rest of these mental health issues that I've addressed is becoming quite apparent more and more every day, and that if we self-educate ourselves and whatnot, we should be able to help and assist someone in any way we can. Another thing is, when talking to someone, basically, if you don't feel that you can trust someone, and if you feel that you may be able to trust me as a person while I'm addressing these topics, because I've been there, done that myself, as I said in one of my videos, I'm glad I'm not a number or statistic, because obviously, I'm sharing my stories and journey with everything that I go through. So if you feel the need or have to that you want someone to talk to, I can put mine in my description, or under my description there should be a contact detail anyway for you to actually, be in reach with me if the need arises. Being there for another person is also important, in this time of need. Okay, and number 2 is hanging out with people or a group of people, or just the one-on-one interaction, and finding some activities that you guys enjoy. With this form of distraction, obviously, to your suicidal thoughts, and finding this distraction will obviously disappear for a time. However, this will lower also the chances of you to actually act upon that suicidal thought that you had that was clouding your judgment, perception, and thought about yourself, or just some sort of event that triggered you to that part of response, basically. And obviously, when you're hanging with people, basically, as well as doing activities, obviously you'll be creating better memories for yourself and releasing some good hormones of your serotonin and happy thoughts, while you're with that person, that will make you happy. For example, for doing some things, you could do some silly things that make you laugh, smile, and all that, also just so that, those suicidal thoughts can disappear for that time frame. Be it regardless what it may be, putting your clothes inside out and maybe, do a gigolo, or maybe, I don't know, some people may go to the extremity of maybe moonlight streaking in the river, or whatever. Just something random, just to try and keep your mind out of the way of those suicidal thoughts. Okay, number 3 is, stay away from the things that may hurt you. What I mean here is basically, we know for a fact that some people, when they have some mental health issues, be it, self-harmers, they'll reach out for the nearest tool to, cut themselves and whatnot. So what I'm meaning here is, maybe for those people of the self-harmers, there's a clear example, they could bury their tools that has caused them to self-harm, as well as, maybe any medications for people that are depressed, and give them to someone that they trust for a time, basically, while it's happening, and then one day, hopefully, that friend that you give those medications to will one day return it for you when in dire need of those medications to actually help relieve your symptoms of suicidal thoughts or depression and the like. Number 4, avoid drugs and alcohol. This will make you feel worse, not better, however, again, because obviously, as we know, our suicidal thoughts will become stronger when this happens, however. Because obviously, as we know, the effects of drugs and alcohol, many of them acts like a stimulant or what have you, and make you so wired up to the point that you won't be able to control these thoughts and emotions, basically, and then, basically it's like, hello, why am I on the floor spewing, or some random thing that you may be thinking right now. Number 5, ring the suicide prevention helpline. Okay, this can be a scary thought, as coincides with one that I said, seeking out someone who you can trust to talk to. Basically, if you don't need to feel ashamed, embarrassed, and what have you, because as I said, everyone goes through it. Finding the right help and treatment plan and support to get through this is crucial in that stage. So obviously here I'll be linking some of those in my description link below if you feel the need or have to, basically. So yeah. Number 6, make an appointment to see your therapist or counsellor. Okay, as we know, basically, when it comes down to seeing our counsellors and therapists, we tend to think that the only alternative that they'll give us is probably, as I don't agree on, maybe a treatment plan of just taking meds for a time, maybe. I don't know. But, antidepressants don't always the answer to some things. It's all about, treating and managing our everyday situations that we are in, and hopefully, with the right support network and that we can actually get through it every day. Okay, but by seeing these therapists and counsellors, though, however, they can be able to assist us in maybe a treatment plan to put in place or some form of coping strategies, despite the medications that they may feel is important and crucial. Okay, number 7. Okay, promise yourself not to do anything right now. Okay, this is what's going to be in my very beginning of the tips and advice for you all, but I'll share it now. Okay, is even though you're going through a lot at this current moment, regardless what it is, maybe you've lost a job or you're seeking a job or whatever, and everything is crashing onto you and you feel like you have to do everything all at once, trying to sift out it all, what's important and what's not. But then again, how I look at it, despite, what you're going through at that given moment, give yourself at least a timeout period maybe, and some distance between those thoughts and actions that you want to do, based on those suicidal thoughts. See if you can promise yourself saying something like, I'll wait 24 hours, I won't do anything drastic at that time, or even maybe give yourself a week. But bear in mind though, these thoughts and actions are two different things. Your suicidal thoughts have to become a reality if you choose to actually act upon them. As I said before in one of my videos, especially in the depression one, you have the power, obviously, to overcome this based on your everyday choices. The choice starts with you and ends with you, however. Last but not least is write down how you feel. Okay, you can do this and give it to someone you trust, or on a piece of paper, or if you feel the need or have to text them or email the person that you trust, and actually maybe hopefully make sure at that time that you've sent it to them, make sure that they're readily available to actually open it up in front of you, and then hopefully be able to, again, as I said in the first part, find a way for you to cope with it all. Because obviously, as I said, you don't need to do it alone, and whatever the case may be. So without further ado, guys, basically that ends help yourself by or handle suicidal thoughts and preventing them one way or another. Give me a like for thumbs up for support, basically. Also feel free to comment below basically of any other tips maybe you feel that would be of relevance to people if I've missed out a few tips, because as I said, I want to try and keep it short and brief with some of these videos, even though some of the pre-love topics that I know may go longer than others, but hey, that's all good. So because I just want to let it all out, making sure everything's there, clear as day. Basically, feel free to subscribe to my channel daily, since I might do it daily, weekly, depending on my schedule. It might only be once a week, twice a week, or even just, once a month. I'm not sure as of yet, but as I said, communication is important, so therefore I will hopefully keep you all posted what's going down there. Also, feel free to share these videos, as I said before earlier in the piece, because obviously someone that we know of may need it in spite of what's going on, basically, and hopefully that some of this will be encouraging and motivating enough for others around us. So all for the do, love what you do, what you love what you do, love one another, be at peace with yourself, be true to yourself. Until next time, thanks for your support, thanks for watching. I'll see you all again soon.